By my last pregnancy, the symptoms had become so familiar and so obvious to me that when I was walking into Target to buy the test, I already 100% knew 2 days before missing my period. Hi, my name is Janelle, mama of 4 and certified in integrative nutrition. The first 3 are really common, and I'm going to talk about how they really felt for me and how they felt way different than normal PMS symptoms. And the 4th one only ever happened with pregnancy and surprised me every time, and nobody talks about it. The first one I always notice is emotions. Now, this is a normal PMS symptom as well. So here's how it's different for me during pregnancy. With my last one, I remember actually crying over something that I typically would not have. I remember talking to my husband about, oh my gosh, why was I crying over that? During PMS symptoms, it's just that I feel less patient, a little bit annoyed, but pregnancy symptoms, everything feels deeper and it's more of a sadness for me. Whereas during PMS, it is just irritability and wanting to introvert. And this happens for a reason. Within days of conception, estrogen and progesterone surge and directly affect serotonin. This is your emotional stability neurotransmitter. Your brain's entire chemical baseline is recalibrating almost overnight. So if you've been crying over things that you normally wouldn't, or real anger is hitting harder than the situation deserves, this is a symptom you might want to pay attention to. I almost thought maybe I was just going through a hard time mentally that week, but then the food cravings came. I am a very health conscious person, and I was asking my husband for Taco Bell. And if we would go out to town, I was actually enjoying the smells of the fast food restaurants that would typically repulse me or I just wouldn't think about. But I felt like I needed these fast foods. So this takes that level of awareness of this is not normally me. That was the signal. And this is also on purpose. Hormone changes cause cravings for high calorie, high fat foods, so you can give the baby all the fuel they need. And separately, estrogen increases that heightened sense of smell. And I noticed that very early on as well. Smells were starting to really bother me that wouldn't normally. So we had crying, craving Taco Bell, and smells in my house driving me insane. But the next 2 really confirmed it all. I was actually still breastfeeding my previous baby. He would have been 2 years old at the time, but my breasts were becoming so tender and sensitive that breastfeeding was feeling like a nightmare to me. And if anybody actually accidentally bumped me or touched me, it hurt. And this was another overnight change. I was completely fine nursing one night, and the next night I couldn't stand it. Again, those hormonal shifts trigger increased blood flow and those first stages of duct development. So because I was breastfeeding, it was probably extra for me. If breast tenderness is not a normal PMS symptom for you, you definitely want to pay attention to this one if you're having. Here's the last one I've never heard anybody talk about, but reoccurred for all 4 pregnancies, and that was thigh pain. And yes, it even happened before my missed period, which is insane and didn't make sense to me because there's no weight to put pressure on a nerve or anything. So I didn't understand, but my legs would hurt so bad that I would have to stop what I was doing to rub them, put ice on them, and sometimes they would even buckle out from underneath me and I would have to just sit where I was. And at this point, the baby is hardly the size of a poppy seed. So here's what's actually happening. The hormone relaxin is released almost immediately after conception. Its entire job is to begin softening your ligaments, your connective tissues, to prepare your body for pregnancy. And it doesn't wait until you're showing, it starts at the very beginning. When relaxin floods your system before your muscles have had any time to compensate, you get instability in your hips, your pelvis, and the connective tissues running through your upper legs. There is also a rapid surge in pelvic blood flow that puts pressure on a nerve that runs directly through the thigh. So you have this symptom that feels completely random. I actually wish I knew how important muscle training and fascia rolling is way before any of my pregnancies. All throughout your pregnancy, your body will continue to break down your muscle tissue to give baby amino acids. And during my 4th baby, I had the worst round ligament pain because of all of this. So if you're feeling like you've pulled a muscle somewhere, this could be it. It could be a pregnancy symptom. I couldn't believe I had experienced all of this before a missed period. If you take that test in a few days and you get a positive, congratulations. Make sure you come back to watch my next video, which is all about surviving the first trimester, and I will have some free goodies to help you meal prep and plan to have a healthy pregnancy. See you there.